Hi there, we're Matt and Stacy. We recently bought an off-grid property in beautiful West Virginia. We've been busy making this property our own little slice of paradise, adding in a few modern conveniences, having fun learning all of the construction trades, and converting a pole barn into our future home. This channel is about my passion for painting with a torch and wax, and about our passion for adventure and taking risks. Consider subscribing and join this creative community. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video.
Hi all. We've been back here in West Virginia for about a couple weeks now, and we thought we would wrap up this whole Southwest travel series with a couple fun facts. And yeah, we just wanted to come one more time at you from our camper and wrap this series up. And then I'll probably drop the video in here of some of the stuff that we bought along our travels. Hi all, now that we're back home, we have a national parks scratch off map. So we're gonna scratch that off, and then what I thought I would do is show you some of the souvenirs that we got from the trip and kind of do a wrap-up video of the trip.
A couple ironies I found already today. If you look closely here, we bought this map a couple years ago. Oh, it just went out of focus. And here, Zion says number 62. Our home state of West Virginia has park number 63, which is the New River Gorge, and of course it's not on our map. The second irony is the coin that I found to scratch them off. Wow, look at that glare. The coin I found is a Canadian nickel. So make of it what you will.
All right, 7 more parks scratched off. Big Bend, Carlsbad, Hot Springs,
Guadalupe,
Mammoth Cave, Saharo, and White Sands. Whoops, White Sands. There's still a lot more, as you can see, that we haven't visited, so more trips are definitely in the future.
better hit the road.
All right, up next I have a yarn parade going on, and all of the yarn I got I am planning on making socks out of, and it's kind of my souvenirs that I've been getting for the past, I don't know, maybe couple years. Instead of buying a t-shirt or something like that, I buy some hand-dyed yarn, hopefully knitted or hopefully dyed from a local hand dyer, and always from a local yarn store. So let me flip the camera around and show you what I got. All right, and these are in no particular order. This is actually from a yarn store in New Orleans, and this is the only one that I don't have the information on, but the store was called Quarter Stitch. And this yarn, if the camera will focus, is called Do What You Wanna. And it's kind of a Mardi Gras themed color. So, and it was dyed, I think, by Dream in Color Yarn. I think that's the hand dyer. But anyways, fun little color. And then we have, this is from Pearls Yarn. And this was in Asheville, North Carolina. These two colors here, a little mini and a really pretty blue color. I thought this was fun, kind of the Blue Ridge Parkway. That's why I got the blue. And let me see if I can get the tag here for you. Not, it's upside down. Here we go. There's that. And it's Doctor Who's, I think, was the theme of this particular yarn, but I got it because I like the color of the blue. And then a little mini skein to go with it. Then we have, this is from Nashville, Tennessee. If it again, focuses, here we go. House of Yarn was where this was at. And again, a little mini skein of yarn. And this actually is called, oops, let me flip it the right side around, called Road Tripping, which I thought was quite fitting. And this was by Old Rusted Chair. That I believe is the dyer. Yep, there we go. So both of these were dyed by that same person. And then moving on, this was my all-time favorite yarn store. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Hot Springs Fiber in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Super, super fun store and a really lovely owner. Her name is Tracy, and she's also the hand dyer. Walked us through her process completely, and just look at this fun colorway. Love it, nice and bright, and again, a little mini skein to go with it. I don't know, see if the name is on here. There is the information. I don't think the name is on here, but anyways, really cool store. Highly recommend if you're in Hot Springs or in the area, go say hi to Tracy and ask her about her dye process, because it's really fun. She walks you through the whole process. All right, moving on to Joyfully Stranded. This was in Galveston, Texas, and this was actually her own hand-dyed yarn as well. So I got a little mini skein to go with this one, and it was a very rainy and dark and gloomy kind of in Galveston, but I thought this color name was kind of fun. Color Me Joyful, I think that's the sock dyer, but it's called Gray Pearl, and it just kind of reminded me of the weather that was happening there in Galveston. And then last but not least, sorry, that's my phone going off. This is Grandma's Spinning Yarn Wheel, rather. Hang on, let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. Grandma's Spinning Wheel. This is the store in Tucson, Arizona. And this was also a really fun store. My dad and Bat was with me, and they had lots of questions, and the owners there, they actually dyed the yarn there too. It's called the Twisty Desert Dames. They're, I think they're sisters, or they're really close friends. I don't remember now, but they were a lot of fun to talk to. And this yarn, I got this yarn because we finally saw a javelina, and they think that this doesn't have a name to it, but they were talking there. They wanted to name it, I think, something Little Pink Pig. So we finally saw javelina in Tucson, and that's why I got this yarn. So there you have it. The lovely yarn parade. Hope you all enjoyed that. All right, I thought I would show you a few more souvenirs, and that is these wooden bookmarks, coasters, or little, I think this was a magnet, but this is wooden as well. The coasters are not, but we got them from all the national parks except for, unfortunately, Mammoth Cave. They didn't have anything like that there, so we had to kind of go without, but I will show you what we do with these. So what we do with them is we stick them inside of the camper here on the doors. And we started out with these wooden postcards and have since switched over to the skinnier bookmarks and coasters to allow for more room, because eventually we might run out of space. Knock, knock. Come on in. On the wooden postcards, we put screws in, and we decided to go this route instead of stickers because for some reason eventually, if we ever decide to get rid of this camper, we can at least take the postcards and these little memories and treasures with us and put them on the next camper. But for this set, I think we're gonna try command stickers or command hook thingies and see if they work instead of the screws. We're gonna find out.
Voila! Hey, not bad for one trip.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Looks good. Let's go again.
Okay. All right, all. I thought it would be fun to show you what I worked on the trip, creative-wise, and you'll probably find this as no surprise, but it wasn't much. I took way too many things to work on, had much larger expectations of having quote-unquote free time, but I'll show you the few things that I did get done and work on. Well, the travel sketchbook did not get worked in at all. Wax paper is still there, supplies are still in the sleeve, and pages are still just completely empty aside from the wax that I smooshed on them before we left. So maybe I'll do some sketching in the near future on this. Who knows? Wasn't a total waste to take it with me, but it was definitely something that I learned on trips like this, fast-paced, fast-moving trips. There's just not time to do this, not time to sketch. Or I guess maybe I should say I didn't make time to sketch either. But it was worth taking anyways. All right, up first is socks. And this was pretty much, this sock was almost done. I just had to finish the toe. So let me, oh dear. That end still needs woven in, I guess. So maybe they're technically not done, but I'm considering it done. So I finished the toe of this sock, and then I finished 2 more socks. So I did get a pair of socks finished and done. Again, this ends need woven in, but they're a little Christmassy, but I did finish a pair of socks. Then as far as this crochet blanket goes, I wove in quite a few of the ends. So all of the ends got woven in for the most part. And then I added basically these 2 gray rows here. And that was it on this blanket. So very little got done. Now, if I can flip this around without pulling out yarn. Since coming back home, I have started on the next row. So we'll see. I'm still hoping to get this done before the end of spring now. This was a winter project, but it's now turned into a very much of a spring project, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so let's get into some of the fun facts. So I have
Who loves stats?
I have my notebook here where I had to jot down a bunch of notes. So let's see, we were gone for a total of 32 days. We stayed in 19 different places, which is crazy in 32 days. I think the longest, I didn't write where we stayed the longest at, but I know it was in Tucson.
Gilbert Ray.
Yeah, but I think it was 5 nights. I can't remember. But anyways, 32 days gone in 19 different places. Let's see, we had, I'm saying on grid, which basically I mean that we had electric hookup. Not necessarily water and septic, but we had electric hookup. Only 7 days total on the whole 32 days. So this camper does very well off-grid, and I guess we do well off-grid.
It's more fun that way.
Right?
and 4 or 5 of those days were in Arizona. So like
Yes.
the one stay, the rest of it was just all off-grid.
Yeah, I think we stayed in 2 places. I can't remember what the other one was, but we stayed in 2 places where we had electric. So let's see, we went to 14 states, and we actually stayed, I think, in 12 states. I think there was only 2 states, Georgia and Mississippi. No.
Sorry,
Alabama. Yeah, Georgia.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Georgia and Alabama, I think, were the only 2 states that we actually didn't spend the night in. So we'll be back to you guys. And then Georgia, we basically just went just on the tip of Georgia, just slightly through the state.
Stayed at Cracker Barrel.
So let's see. Total miles traveled. Ready for this number? 7,397.7 total miles.
Should have drove around the block at least to get at 74th.
Right. Yeah. So there's your basically fun fact stats. And now I thought we would do a quick few questions that I jotted down because I thought it would just be fun to let you guys know. And I gave Matt a heads up on these questions. So
No surprises here.
I know I haven't normally done that, but I thought it was only fair to give him a heads up on these questions. So first up, favorite city.
Am I going first or you going first?
Go for it.
I think we're going to agree that it's Austin.
Yeah, it's Austin. Definitely Austin.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was
Yeah.
a good vibe. Had a couple days.
Yeah. Favorite national park?
This was a tough one. I'm torn.
Between?
Big Bend.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was the truest kind of bigger national park.
Mm-hmm.
Great hike. It was, I think we had a top 5 hike that we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And actually Mammoth Cave, just because of the unique cave experience.
Yeah.
We didn't have any other hikes or situations like that to climb down the 250 feet or whatever. So I was kind of torn between those two.
And I'm torn between also Big Bend. So I guess Big Bend would be our combined favorite park, and Sahara, because the cactuses were just amazing to me. But yeah, it was definitely a difficult one because I think all of the national parks were definitely great to see. All right, prettiest state.
West Virginia.
It's a good answer. Good answer.
Is that cheating?
No, that's not cheating. You can say that.
Well, we traveled in and throughout it.
We did, yeah.
Stayed in it.
Uh-huh. I would say, yes, I love West Virginia. It's why we're here. But I would say New Mexico. New Mexico just kind of captured my heart there. So, yeah, I don't know. There was something about it. The mountains and the desert and the snow in the background kind of had everything. All right. Favorite place that we basically spent overnight. Like, favorite place we camped at.
I didn't have a good answer on this one. I know my favorite campground, but
What was
I was
it?
trying to separate the two. Favorite campground was Valley of Fires, because it was just unique. Like,
yeah.
it was just kind of cool. That's where we slept on lava, basically. And
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't hot. Don't get me. It wasn't flowing. It was old lava.
Right.
But yeah, no, I thought that was my favorite stay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of those places where it's like I'd go back there just because it was so unique. I think my favorite off-grid was actually probably going to be Sunset Reef.
Oh, yeah. BLM land.
Yeah, BLM land. Just it was unique, but we weren't isolated either. So I don't know. There's the one in Van Horn that was the best, most scenic place. I don't know. It was a tough
We stayed
one.
in a lot of cool places.
Yeah.
I think I really liked, it was Big Bend with the coyotes, just because that was just crazy to hear them all throughout the night, and they were right up close to the camper as far as campgrounds go. And then
We have those in the backyard, though.
I know we do, but I don't know, it just felt like, I don't know, really cool. And then I also really liked the winery from the Harvest Host, and I think I like that just because of the experience. Just sitting outside on the porch, talking to them, talking about, you know, how they got into the business, their future plans with the winery. They were just great people. Abita Brewing was another great harvest host. Again, and that was just, it was nothing to do with like the actual parking. At Abita, we were in a parking lot, but it was just cool to have the conversations with the people. So yeah, this was a tricky one for me too.
Oh, really good beer doesn't hurt either.
Yes, that's true. All right, last thing. A place that we visited that you would go back to. Like your top place that we visited to go back to.
I cheated here too.
Okay, go ahead.
All of them.
I knew you were going to say that. You know, there were so many places that were like, we have to come back, we have to come back. But if you had to pick one.
I mean, I think there's a lot more hiking at Big Bend. Or, I mean, Guadalupe too. Like, yeah. I mean, it's like that's the problem. We had such limited days, and being a fan of hiking, I don't know, there's just so many more trails at both of those places compared to the others.
I thought for sure you were going to say Mammoth.
I'm sure we'll be back there as well, because it's pretty close and not that far of a trip, so it'd be easy to get down there.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to say Memphis, because Memphis was, like, we had such a limited time there. And
the half day we spent was awesome.
It was. Like, it was great to go, because I'm so glad we took the time to actually spend that limited time there. But I would really love to go back and just, you know, spend a couple days, maybe even 3 or 4 days there. There's so much to do and take in. So that was cool.
Maybe go to the park when we don't get kicked out.
Yeah. Go a little earlier than, say, 10 p.m.
Security didn't like us walking around there, apparently.
Right. Yeah, so anyways, I think that's it from us. Yeah, for this series. We are definitely have a couple trips. I think they're not definitely set planned, but we definitely have some more trips coming up this summer here around West Virginia, and more coming up, I think probably October-ish. I've got the art show coming up in October, so you know we're going to travel for that. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, I think we'll probably take you along for those visits as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series and all the good stuff. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I'm going to just go jump in the hot spring bath water that we brought back, and just chill out for a little while. Take a bubble bath.
Okay. We didn't bring that back. Let's just clarify that. We're not stealing water from the national parks, but I think you probably actually could. They had
stealing.
They had fill stations. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, we're gonna let you go here. So again, thank you guys so much for watching these, for basically allowing us and following along with us to make these videos and go on these adventures. Really, truly appreciate it. If you'd like to help us out, give us a thumbs up. Jot down a comment down there below, and consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. We really, really do appreciate it. So I think that's it. All right. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.